So ready to go. Matthew Lloyd averages 5 goals a game against Sydney in his last 10 matches, which is a terrific record. And Barry Hall is averaging 6 goals a game against Essendon in his last 5 games.
Yeah.
So they can kick some goals, those two forwards, against these respective teams. There's Mel Michael.
You'd expect Hall to get up onto the wings. I think Mel Michael would just let him go.
Yep.
It's the defensive 50 where it'll be most important to be able to stay with him.
And Mark Johnson's loose in that defensive 50 too.
And Fletcher out on the other wing by himself. Sydney playing one extra in defence.
Yeah, there's Richards playing in front of Lucas. So we've got the same at each end. It should be a great struggle. Looking forward to Saturday night football.
In high definition, away we go at the SCG. Hill in the ruck, got first hand to it, fed it out.
Ooh.
Hurd tried to soccer unsuccessfully off the ground. McVeigh, the two brothers playing tonight, one for each team. Slattery fed it out to Hill. Head over the ball, good stuff. To Winderlick, to McPhee, to Hurd. Hurried kick back to the wing. Picked up by Kirk. Just throws it on the boot to half forward. There's bombers everywhere. And mopping up is James Hurd, the best of them all. And he goes short to McVeigh.
And some of the important players have got touches already for the Bombers and for the Swans, if you count Kirk. There's... Oh, that's a dangerous kick across the face from Stanton, but it gets Ryder, and now McVeigh. He looks good when he's up and running and bouncing and sending it forward off half-back Lloyd, getting forward. Here he comes again, Stanton. He had to get onto his right boot. He was able to. It's deep. Bolton gets some help from Richards. That looks like it's going to be his task for the night.
Yeah, both coaches have actually dropped one back. You can never certain who actually did it first, but Richards is playing loose and helped out, as Hutto called there.
13 touches for the Bombers and only 1 for Sydney so far. Here's Adam Goods, as we said, flashing back into action last week and starts tonight's game beautifully. Ablett in space. Normally you see him shadowing someone. And that's a beautifully placed kick, although Hurd reads it better than most. And he takes the mark and links with his mate Dustin Fletcher, who blasts forward.
It was a huge kick inside 50. Hill from the side couldn't mark. McVeigh pops one over the top. Should be an Essendon goal. Welsh. Jolly got the tap. Here's Welsh again. Fed it out. Snap. Mark Johnson. It's a goal. Bombers have got 2.
Playing in defence and followed Snyder all the way down the ground, which found him in the forward 50, going with him all the way, and found the space and kicked the goal.
So Mark Johnson and Welsh, the goal kickers so far. Mistiming the leap there was Jolly, and Watson, who's so good, he's their number 1 centre clearance man. Canelli was touched off the boot. Welsh having a good influence. The Swans just can't get their hands on the footy. Now they can. Malcheski and Kirk. Goods showing some positive motion for them. Richards a target. Looks like he might be against Fletcher just from the early viewing we've seen after he was playing the loose man to start with. Back to Malcheski. Talked about him in the opening. His kicking efficiency at 90% for the year, so that's well and truly in the elite level. Kirk. Hall's making his lead with Michael in front of him as Ablett looks up. He might go a bit deeper, hoping for O'Loughlin, but anticipation from Ryder was superb. And the Bombers doing everything right at the moment.
That is 2 attacks on the ball from a young fella. He's just thriving, and you'd think at full back wouldn't suit.
Winderlick to Davey. Look at the pace. Has one bounce. Splits them open and goes to Lloyd. And he's within range, Matthew Lloyd.
Keep coming, keep coming. You're with me, keep coming.
So Lloyd loads up. 55 out. Goes for home. Matthew Lloyd has kicked Essendon's third. They've got the flyer. Aside, Malcolm.
Well, there's plenty of congestion around here, the sort of stuff that Jason Johnson thrives on. Canelli versus Welsh. Bombers with 2 half-forwards playing defensive roles. That was Nick Davis. And again, the Bombers are able to surge. Mark Johnson's kick was terrific. Here's one of their other defensive half-forwards. McVeigh is playing on Malcheski, and he has shown the ability. He didn't have a great week last week, but 2 weeks ago against Luke Power, he kicked 2 goals, 3, and had lots of shots at goal. So, gee, what a stunning start from Essendon.
They are up and about, as they say. It's a nice kick normally, isn't he?
7 goals, 8 for the year, Blighty. But I'll take your word for it.
Dead quiet here at the moment. The Swans fans are dead quiet. I think we're all in shock of what's happening right at the moment.
Well, it is a full moon. We said something weird was going to happen. Not weird if you're an Essendon fan, though. You'd be loving this at home.
That's a bit eccentric, Stephen.
You'd know. Jolly goes deep. Richards. Oh, that's a push in the back. So Swans have got a free kick there. So Ted Richards is a long way from goal. And at least the Swans are going to get it in their attacking 50. So kicks to the hot spot, a huge contested situation, no mark. And away for the Bombers is McPhee, scrubs a kick to the wing, and it finds touch. It's an excellent effort, and it is too, not deliberate.
Yes, it is. Had to be. Had to be. Had to be.
Had to be. 50 metres.
He had to be.
You can't count for bounce in a game, Michael. Come on.
Consistency and the way that's been interpreted.
He's kicked it 48,000 metres.
What
was he trying to do?
O'Keefe has turned it over to Watson, to Lucas. And now the Bombers away. It's a one-on-one here.
Push back.
Goods against Bolton. Essendon's whipping boy. Can he do something here? No, he can't. Oh, Goods has slipped over. Bolton lays the tackle. It's going to be a rush behind. No, it's not. Kennelly's going to keep it alive. And the Swans out of trouble, but only just.
And they're on here through the middle of the ground, and they can get the vision for O'Keefe. He can. He's got Davis. Now they're running again. Malcheski, so it's in good hands. Bolton. Hall pushing back to the square. Bolton might go there and beyond. No touch on the line. Essendon can do no wrong, and Paddy Wright has been one of the stars so far, and he's already got it back into play in Jason Johnson's hands.
Oh, Johnson, it is very slippery out there. Very wet underfoot when we're out on the ground, so might be a few change of football boots at quarter time. Good tackle on Fosdyke. Everett mops up to Buchanan. Squares it up into the corridor. Oh, the big fly was by McPhee. Staying down was O'Loughlin. Twists. Gets the handball out. Buchanan breaks the tackle. Great handball. Fosdyke kicks the goal in his 150th game.
I wonder if Richard's watching tonight. He probably isn't. He's playing.
Huge number of players around the ball. Kirk fed it out. Here's Davis. Couldn't control it. Hawley, clever tap. It is slippery out there. Bodies flying everywhere. Fosdyke couldn't get a handle on it.
Big win here. A big win.
Now McVeigh. High ball. Whistle. It's going to Bolton against Goods.
It's a mini win. You take those mini wins against great players like that. Now he has to go back and kick the goal.
Well, Michael, that is a typical 50-50, isn't it? As we watch this in replay and that slight nudge. Oh, gee, wouldn't you like to be playing now, Michael?
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Paul Roos didn't like it. Now,
and I don't blame him. I mean, that's...
He did take him out of the contest a bit, though. Like, it was before the ball had arrived.
It just doesn't.
You're allowed to lean on people.
Yeah.
It is a contact sport.
Doesn't promote strong bodies. Promotes you to fall over.
It's not for cuddling.
Bolton. Oh, it's a great kick. And he's nailed it.
Who has had a haircut during the week. He had an interesting do last week. Now Richards.
And this is where teams against Sydney have been just folding back into defence to try and get numbers back because of their very, very dangerous forward line.
Doctor out to Malcheski. Doesn't want to come off. Dempster runs to the 50. He might go all the way himself. It's a thumping kick. Oh, that's a great goal from Sean Dempster.
That's a push in the side. It's probably more illegal than putting a hand on a back rather than pushing a hand.
Laycock against Everett. Everett tapped it to himself. Got the handball out. Davis from the impossible angle. But he loves these. And that's why. Great goal. So, there's Paddy Ryder. Had a wonderful first quarter. Michael O'Loughlin. Just the two disposals. Jolly's cleaned the blood off his face, and happy birthday to that man, David Hill, 26 today. We start the second term. Bolton's in the middle.
Oh, well done.
Knock it out, knock it out.
Buchanan.
Well done.
Just forced it forward only as far as Stanton. He dished it off to Jason Johnson. Looking for Watson. Good effort by Schneider to spoil. Kirk's handball missed the target. Pouncing is Davey. Should have had a shot. Goes into the pocket to Lloyd. Lucas just lost his footing. Suck it off the ground. It's a goal anyway to Watson.
Big huddle in the middle of the ground now. Essendon starting to break the open side.
And Winderlick is the man who's got the pace to do it. He had Monfries to this side, ignored him though, and as you can see, goes via Watson to McVeigh, so they're trying to think their way through here, the Bombers. Now the run comes at centre half forward. Couple of options, one of them Welsh. Good spot up target he was. Jason Johnson, Lucas and Lloyd both there, and that man Bolton over to Lloyd, and that's a pretty simple one. Well done by Mark Bolton, and they run to him. Laycock doing the ruck work from behind. Again, Watson and McVeigh were able to make sure that the takeaway was Essendon's, just slightly off target. Lucas tries to make it good. Bolton didn't push him in the back. He was careful. That was good play. And they got the free and the advantage. And Malcheski, we know he can kick beautifully. Another scorcher for Nick Davis, who will line up for the Sydney Swans. And he seems to be their most potent forward at the moment. Barry Hall, as we see Lucas there, just getting a bit of a shove, but turning it over. Well played by Craig Bolton. Barry Hall has only had one touch tonight, Blighty.
Yeah. He's been a bit stiff a few times. He's still working. I mean, he's...
Yeah. It's their first genuine set shot for the night. Nick Davis had the one a few moments ago from outside 50, but this one is in range, and it's online, and that's all that matters.
Michael. Clever kick over to Ryder. Kicks towards Lloyd, who's propped over his head. Lucas. And Mark Johnson, a little daisy cutter, didn't quite come off. Hawley does the roving, kept the ball alive. Beg your pardon, O'Keefe is there, and in a tight space he mops up. Malcheski's handball was dodgy, but Sydney have weight of numbers and they win out. Good teamwork. Fosdyke into the middle of Hall. Hall dishes off. Back to O'Keefe, who kept on running. Bevan's there against McPhee. Free kick.
No, stop. You weren't? No. You were looking at the footy? You weren't looking at the footy? No.
There,
look, just watch. I'll just mention something here. Prior to this happening, whether it was a free kick or not, he's paid it, so it doesn't matter. McVeigh should have read the ball was going to come from that side. He should have got the other side much. I watched the actual movement. He just moved too slow.
So Bevan, important kick, and it's a 50-metre penalty. Now Michael went straight over the mark. Didn't matter, it's a go.
No, timber's bigger these days, Michael. We know everything's bigger.
Everything?
Jason Johnson to McVeigh. Trying to turn his opponent inside out unsuccessfully.
15.
And it's a free kick against Hill for kicking the ball away. Things just getting a little bit feisty, which we love.
It's got all the hallmarks tonight,
Crowd's
hasn't
found
it?
its voice.
And the crowd is right into it now, aren't they? They are very noisy.
Oh, lapsing concentration. Oh, so that was luckily Mel Michael, because he lacked concentration there and Hall got away from him.
Well, Schneider's within range here. He's going to be kicking from right on 50. Nice wind-up from the Schneider man. He could nail this. He's kicked 9 goals, 5 this season. From right on 50, he loads up with the left. Not a problem at all.
Hope you're enjoying another Saturday night at the footy at the SCG, and things just warming up. The Swans could be in front by half-time. They've got a minute and a half to try and kick another goal. Kirk, and here's Goods. He's moving. O'Loughlin umpires in the road for a moment, and O'Loughlin filled that space, takes the mark, and this for the lead.
Being competitive at the coalface, Sydney, this quarter. Winning the contested ball, getting their hands on it, being much more proactive around those areas of the ground. Kirk leading the way.
They're 3 straight from set shots, the Swans. So far tonight, he's kicked 8 goals over the last 2 weeks. We know he was struggling with Ryder earlier in the night, but just starting to find some of his best form again, and that is going to go mighty close. And the Swans in front.
Well, isn't he? Pretty good. good. I think he's been sensational. He's dropped off a couple of times, but he's been with him all the way, and he's been very important in this game to be able to nullify Hall. Hasn't had an influence yet.
5 touches, no goals for Barry Hall. Out the back, Slattery. Stanton found out all about a crowded Swans group tackle there. Fosdyke in his 150th. Mark Johnson didn't give up, and it just made a bit of a difference, didn't it, as it landed close to goal. And Fletcher, who's been slashing in defence as ever, was able to get the read on it. Ryder, and the Bombers can go again. Windle it with Bevan. Oh, there's a turnover that might just hurt them. Davis, he had to release the footy. He had players away. Hall still got mates in the pocket. Adam Goods, will he go? You bet he will. And he should put the Swans back in front. And well, Adam Goods had the last laugh.
Swans probably get more goals than anyone from this situation. Tap over the back, let it run over if they can. Not this time.
Quick kick from Laycock. Watson to Jason Johnson to McVeigh. One out is Lucas.
Good lead.
And he's within range, Scotty Lucas.
Yes, but there's no one there kicking it.
Kick it.
Just have a shot.
He's in range.
Just have a shot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, it's Scotty Lucas. He's 75 metres out. Sorry.
So Scott Lucas.
He did the honourable thing. Yeah, look.
Yeah, of course.
For Essendon's first goal of the quarter. This to put the Bombers back in front on the 3/4 time siren. And he does not get the distance.
Going to get a point though.
Score's not assisted by the attacking team, gone through by the defending team. Yes. So that is...
Siren had seen it when the ball was in transit.
Yeah. But, offhand,
Yeah, he's just punched it through.
so it's a point, all clear. Not assisted. Hey? All clear.
So, a bit sloppy there from Big Spider. I think it was Spider, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he's given away a point. Essendon led by 11 at quarter time. Sydney by 2 at the main break. And now the margin is 3 points. Another kick missing its target. Another clanger for Sydney. And now Michael finds James Hurd just about 5 metres too far out to score.
Nick, go out, Nick.
Hurd, great kick. Beautiful. Geez, such a smart player. And Matthew Lloyd says, thank you very much, lace out.
Oh, just well done by Hurdy. He kicked it to that spot. He said, you run there. I'll kick it there. Lloyd just ended up on the end of it. It was just really smart play by 2 players that have played a lot together.
Well, Matthew Lloyd has kicked 2 goals too. We saw him miss an easy goal. 25 out directly in front of the 3rd quarter. Will he make amends here and put the Bombers back in front? Yes, he does.
Back 2 metres, Nick. Nick, come back, please.
McPhee, 21 possessions. So it's the Bombers' turn to have to try and hit targets, and the world just closes in a little bit on McPhee, and you can see the result. He's kicked it, not blindly, but into the space, and Hill was able to use his brawn there to get through, and now Ryder finds himself alone and unattended on the wing, and I don't think he quite knew how to deal with that. Davey, you back him here for a bit of pace. Has he got the guile? He'll keep on going, Davey. They can get it out to him. They still might get it to him. No. Instead, it's Slattery. He's still involved. Well done, Slattery. Stanton. Oh, that's a big call.
You got him on the shoulder. Stanton. Yeah, that's good hard footy, mate. You don't want me jumping in there. No, I'm serious, Jack.
And there it was, just across the shoulder, just for a moment. Special comments from Paul Roos.
Well, it's a free kick.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, Brent Stanton, 7 goals, 3 for the season. 38 goals in his career, and he hasn't kicked too many more important than that one.
Just settle down and go away, all right?
They just haven't been as clean, have they, tonight? The kicking and...
Even their tackling like that.
Missed opportunities. And
Number 28 coming up for Fletcher, and it is a monster kick. It's huge. It's inside 50. Ball spills to Bolton. Bolton has kicked the goal. Now over to McVeigh, to McPhee, and the Bombers are looking the likely winners. They lead by 14 as we near red time.
good luck.
Yeah, low percentage that kick, and On that occasion, O'Keefe really had Slattery worrying about where O'Keefe was and not where the ball was.
It's just not a great decision to go back under pressure in the middle.
Buchanan. Mel Michael still down there with Hall. Hall doubling back to the square.
Come on, you got to roll the dice, boys. You got to go for it.
Lachlan leads into the pocket, but not that palatable option, so he goes for Davis. Again, it's hard to see them finding a way, but they just might still. Bolton, good chain of handballs. Snyder, surely Nick Davis off the left. He doesn't miss when it matters.
And there's Sydney drawing all their players back to the goal square, creating open space at centre half forward, hopefully for their midfielders to be able to run through and kick a goal.
Well, Sydney still needs 2 goals to win. Everett the tap. Jude Bolton gets the clearance. A high ball. Hall's in front of Michael. Michael picks him off. Fall of the ball is McVeigh.
Oh.
We've got a throw in 70 metres out from the Swans goal.
Love seeing players on the move here, Michael. You've got more chance of getting it. He's on the move.
5 to go. Buchanan looks for Hall. Michael again fists it away.
He's been good, Buchanan.
Gee, he's had Barry's measure, hasn't he? Just consistently, Mel Michael.
Hasn't been a great night for the forwards, has it?
No.
You know, I mean, it's a bit slippery, a bit
tough
sloppy.
conditions.
Behind the back, around the back of the contest will be dangerous here for Essendon.
Everett does just that to Schneider. Ablett throws it on the boot. O'Loughlin's one out, works his way to the front. Ryder punches it away. Fall of the ball is Matthews. Paddles, Stanton snapping at the heels. O'Keefe's there. Matthews has another crack at it. Now O'Loughlin taps it back to a teammate. Ablett's tired. He's injured. Now Bolton Jude picks it up over to O'Loughlin. He throws it on the boot. It falls short. No mark. Play on, says the umpire. Barry Hall pounces. Mark Johnson's in there for Essendon. Welsh the quick kick out of the pack. How far? Not far enough. Picked up by O'Keefe, but his mark. His kick is marked by Fletcher. It is frantic.
How good's this bloke, though? Oh.
Dustin Fletcher, possession number 30 for Hill. McPhee, will they be bold and daring here, the Bombers, or will they just try and hold it up? They saw Richmond do that last week and fail. McPhee, he's one of those attacking players. He took it out. Oh, the umpire didn't call it. We had the angle on it. McVeigh! Oh, what a super goal! A super goal, a golden goal from Mark McVeigh! Goals are like gold tonight, and that was absolutely sensational, and they may well have sunk the Swans, but that was out of bounds. We saw it, we had the angle on it, Blighty.
Right behind it. Blighty called it.
Great angle from our cameraman, Channel 10, and McVeigh, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's celebrating.
He doesn't have to call. Here he is, the boundary umpire, on that angle. Couldn't have honestly called it. And that's fair enough.
He's out a long way.
Cheers, Blighty.
His actual other foot is out of bounds.
Every bit of the ball's got to be over, you know.
It was.
We didn't have a camera from above. I mean, it was a goal.
It missed a fat post too, Rossi.
That did.
Yeah, they were very unlucky, the Swans.
The Bombers lead by 14.
I mean, it was a great finish.
Yeah,
it was a great finish.
Yeah.
Still needed the finish. McVeigh stood up.
Everett the tap. And we'll have a secondary bounce.
And during the call, you said, will they hold the splice or will they go?
Yeah, and they
Hill's
went.
kick
Yep.
to McPhee was positive,
They had
aggressive.
the break. Yeah, had the break. Got
So
to attack.
they wanted to win it.
Watson. He's dragged it in. Umpire said no, play on. Now Matthews.
Make a call just on the defence. The Bombers haven't won this, of course, and it's been a great contest. But as Paddy Ryder at full back said, I'm now going to replace Dustin Fletcher. Dustin Fletcher, you can do what you do tonight. How much better do they look with the both of them there?
Free kick to Kirk.
Stay out, Jake, please.
Just got to bang it long now. Hall provides the lead. Oh, again the fist from Michael. O'Keefe's in there. So is Craig Bolton, Stanton, Michael. What a win this will be for the Bombers. They'll leapfrog the Swans on the ladder. Ablett tries to fist it forward. Now spills to Buchanan. What a game he's played. Picked up by Stanton. Kicks it out into open territory. It's 2-on-2 out here. Lloyd.
Off the ground.
Tried to. Unsuccessfully. Now Leo Barry. Kicks to Dempster. And he finds Hall. He's just going to go back and kick the goal. Can't waste any time. Bombers by 14. Barry Hall. From right on 50. It's a good-looking kick. There is still time for Sydney.
And the master coach, Sheeds, has just put a few extra back at the moment.
A few hundred.
There are a lot of players back.
Only 2 forward for Essendon.
Yeah, but there's only 2 Swans players with them.
Well, they won't give in. We don't have to tell you that. And Kirk, Captain Kirk, gets them forward again. Hall, there's Lloyd, the fullback. Gets it out to the wing. Stanton.
Keep your feet. Keep your feet.
Buchanan.
Only one Essendon player now forward of the ball. And it's not who you'd think it would be. It's not Lucas. It's not Lloyd. It's Monfries.
Little Angus.
And Nash is also down there as well. He's the only sort of forward. Other than the rest of them, they're all up on the wing or in defence. Kirk again. Goods wasn't looking. Neither was Bolton. They're looking at each other. But Bolton, in the Jude variety, can find a man. And it's Paul Bevan. Craig Bolton, in fact.
Come forward.
From Bolton to Bolton.
Yeah, and the Swans are bolting right now.
Whoa.
Wow.
So, forwards have become defenders, and defenders have become forwards, and they're showing them how to kick the goal, and the Swans are still in it.
Well, it's now officially a Saturday night special. Is there time for Sydney? Essendon lead by 2 points. The Bombers have floated back. Big time.
Have a look at this, get takeaway.
Swans need the clearance. Everett gets it. Bangs it on the boot. Hall's behind Michael. No mark. Play on is the call. Alwyn Davies got it. Tries to force it forward. Ablett for Sydney gathers. Ducked the head. Got the handball out to Malcheski. Puts it inside 50. Jolly. No mark. Desperate stuff. Handball comes out. Here's a chance. Buchanan. Buchanan has missed. It hit the post.
The fat post.
Yeah, of course. Have a look at this. Have a look at this for luck. Oh, yeah.
Pandemonium at the SCG. 1 point the difference. Now surely the Bombers will try and suck up the clock.
McVeigh over the boundary line, and now the Swans hit the post.
Remember that behind at the end of the third quarter too.
Yeah.
Everett gave them one on the siren, but they're not thinking about that now. Buchanan, who's going to go? Anyone? Anyone want it? Everyone wants it now.
Oh, there must be 2 seconds left. Surely this game's over.
Sheedy wants them to just blow the siren.
Remember what he said about the 96 preliminary final here when Essendon got beat by a point.
No plugger tonight. No free kick there either. David, it's over. James Hurd, you can see what it means to him. The Bombers, what a win.
Buchanan did everything but kick the goal. That fat post that Michael Voss has talked about all night. and has cost Sydney victory. What a game, but the Bombers well and truly deserved the points in a classic game of Australian rules football as we go down to Neil Cordy.
Yes, I'm with the man who kicked the match-winning goal. You grew up in this area, Mark. How does this feel?
Yeah, that's one of the best wins I've ever been involved in Essendon, and we're just wrapped to come here, mentally prepared, and we did it, so it was great.
You sure did. Tell us about that goal. That was an amazing kick.
Yeah, I just had to throw it on the boot. I knew I had to get the angle right, and lucky for me, it went through, so it was fantastic, and the boys were just sensational tonight. We matched them in all areas, and we won the game. It was great.
You can tell from the reaction just what it means.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 in a row now.
It's 3 in a row, and we're in the 8 now, and we're just going to go from here now. These are the best wins in a state, and we've won 2 this year. Our record hasn't been great, but it's fantastic. So.
Any sympathy for Zared?
Oh yeah, look, it's great to be. I'm very proud of him, and it's great to be playing against him.
Well done, thanks, mate.
Well, the umpires were booed off, and I reckon Ray Chamberlain enjoyed it. Let's have a look at the one controversial incident. This is when, before McVeigh kicked the goal, this is the out of bounds. McPhee, on his left boot, he was well and truly out. Was the ball out? Michael, your call.
Picture tells 1,000 words.
So the ball was out and McVeigh got the goal, and the Eamon Buchanan snap with just seconds left
Well, there's no doubt
did
about
everything
this.
but go through for 6 points. It just shaved the padding.
Well,
That made it a point.
well, we say this game is a game of inches, isn't it? And there's
something-
2 examples.
Now, what I talked about at three-quarter time, that sloppy piece of play by Peter Everett, when he fisted it over when he should have taken the mark. I'm not blaming him for the defeat, but little 1%ers count in the game of football. This is Everett at three-quarter time when he should have just marked it, just fisted it through, sloppy, a point, and that's cost the Swans victory, mathematically.
Mathematically, it's cost them the draw.
Sorry, a draw, yeah.
But, I mean, it just depicted what the Swans did. They were a bit off all night, weren't they? They weren't quite clean. And it's obviously a very jubilant Essendon team.
What a great night of footy, though.
it was
What
a
a
great game.
fantastic
Yeah, it was great.
entertainment. We should
It really
think about
was.
the positives as well.
So the Bombers leapfrog the Swans on the ladder. They now are 6 wins and 4 losses. The Swans are 5-5. What a game at the SCG.